Welcome to the Salt Strong Fishing Podcast. Salt Strong has been helping saltwater anglers catch more fish in less time for 10 years and is now the largest and most trusted saltwater fishing community in America. If you want to catch more saltwater fish, then keep listening. If you want to speed up your fish catching results even faster, then join the private insider community at saltstrong.com. Here's your host, Joe Simons. Like diamonds.
You should be here. Hey everybody, Joe Simons, like diamonds, back again. Salt Strong Unchurched. This is all about wherever you are, that's where you should be. What does that mean? It means be present. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story here, another embarrassing story, if you will, but it's probably one of the toughest things I struggle with is to always be present. And so if you haven't heard that phrase before, the phrase of wherever you are, that's where you should be. It means to be present, and meaning be present with the present situation, be present with the people you're around, the relationships, the situation. Everything should be focused on what you're doing right now. Live in the present, meaning don't live in the past. That means past fears, anxieties, things that went wrong, and mistakes. And don't live in the future about having anxiety or fears about things that haven't happened yet. Be present. So depending on when you hear this, if you're a Salt Strong fan, we're sending out an announcement. So if you're an unchurched listener, you might hear this before everyone else. But we made a really, really tough, but also big, important decision in our business. And it resulted in us laying off quite a few people, almost a third of the company, like big deal. And it's good and bad. It's because of growth, not because that we're shrinking. A lot of people think, oh, you're laying people off, things are going bad. No, it's because things are going so well. We bought that property, Luke and I did, on Lake Ship here in Winter Haven a couple of years ago, 2.5 years ago now. And, we thought we'd have at least 5, hopefully even 10 years out of that before we grow out of it. But because of how fast, fishing has been growing and our club has been growing, we've already outgrown that facility to the point it's now impacting some customers, meaning things are getting shipped out later because we've just got stuff packed on top of each other and pallets on top of each other and got to get a forklift just to move stuff around. And that means people are getting irritated and things are taking longer to get shipped out. We've had some more errors just because you have to bring new people in and train them real quick. And we realized the only way we're going to be able to serve our customers, meaning all of our insider members and people who are buying fishing tackle from us, is to get out of the fulfillment business. It's not our sweet spot, meaning we're not the best in the world at it. There are other groups that's all they live and breathe. They wake up in the morning thinking about fulfillment. They go to sleep waking up thinking about fulfillment. They're constantly getting better at fulfillment, whereas we're really good at creating content in the club and the app. The fulfillment part has just always been kind of like, not an afterthought, but it's just been something that we've been okay at. And so we made the decision to team up with a third party, a $1 billion company, a really big one, that only does fulfillment. They're the best one of the best in the countries. They're certainly the best in the Southeast, and they happen to be 30 minutes away from our office, which is really awesome. The bad news is we had to let go of 8 people or so, and a little bit more when you include some of the temps that have to come in and pack lures and all that. And so that's been on my mind. And even though I know it's the right decision, if you've ever had to lay off someone, it's never fun. And when you have to lay off people that you really like and they haven't done anything wrong, it's a business decision, including some friends, some people I've known for a long time and are really good people and even good workers. It's just never fun. And I get like sick to my stomach, to be honest, like the whole day before. And the day of, it's one thing you have to let it go. One person, when you're having to do it 8 times. And, at first we said, hey, let's just do it as a group. I was like, no, I want to do it individually. I want to be able to look each person in the eye and tell them, how much I appreciated them and why we're doing this. And we obviously did some severance and, helping them find some new roles, and including, the group who's now going to be fulfilling all of our tackle. They want to hire some of our best people. So anyhow, all that being said, it's been on my mind. And that was all a future event, right? And so I'm rehearsing in my head what I'm going to say, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. But I had an opportunity with my son Jackson, and for those of you that have kids, boys or girls, it doesn't matter. Especially when they're young, you take every advantage possible of having that one-on-one time because as they get older and they become teenagers, we all did it to our own parents, I'm sure. I know I did. We don't want to be around our parents anymore. We don't want to be around our grandparents. They're not as cool. We want to be around our friends, right? We want to do things that are cool, and parents aren't cool. And so I know I've got to utilize every ounce of energy and every little small second and sliver of time that my kids do want to hang around me while they're still young. And so my son Jackson came up to me and asked me to go hit some tennis balls. We don't have a tennis court at our house, but we have a pretty big wide driveway that's all asphalt. And I was like, yeah, heck yeah, let's do it. So how cool was that? That I was able to do that. I happened to be home. He happened to have all his homework and stuff done, and he asked me to go hit with him. So I was like, "Yeah, let's go do it." And so we get out there, and the entire time he's hitting balls, and we're just sitting back and forth and having a little conversation. I'm literally not hearing a word he's saying. And this is just me and you. I'm being completely honest. And he even asked me a question one time, and all I was thinking about, because it was the day before I'm having to go let everyone off. All I'm thinking about is what I'm going to say, how that conversation is going to go, what questions are going to come up. And so I'm literally 100% thinking about the future. I am not involved in the present at all, except for the fact I'm, hitting some forehands and backhands back just subconsciously. I'm not even really listening to my own son. Shame on me. And he asked me some question about it was some artwork that he did. And no reason I know this because he busted me where I'm going with this. And so he asked me some question about this Lego Ninjago artwork. He's like, "Hey, did you see what I did?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, it looked good." And he asked me something else about it, and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah," and literally not hearing anything he said. And he's like, "Do you know what I'm talking about?" And I'm like, "You remind me again." He's like, "Did you hear me?" So he's not getting frustrated with me because he busted me. He knows I wasn't listening. And I felt horrible. I was like, "Jackson, I'm so sorry, man. I got a lot on my mind." But kids don't understand that. Kids are probably the best about being present, right? I think so many adult issues and tendencies, if we just go back to like our 4 to 8 year old selves, we're like, man, if we just acted like that, meaning if we were curious about stuff, not afraid to fail at things, not so worried about what others think of us, right? When you're 4 or 5 years old, you don't care what other people think of you. You don't have to have the coolest, latest shoes or the latest trendy shirt or hat, whatever. Like, no one cares, right? It's not until you get teenager and an adult where you start worrying about what people think of you. Do I show up? I don't have the right car. Or I don't have the right color shirt on, or I don't have the right polo shirt, or whatever it is. It's so funny how kids just don't really care. Like they're just pure. They're doing it because, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now, and they're super present. And he absolutely busted me. And so I don't know, I thought about it more, and I happened to see that quote, and it hit me. The quote hit me shortly after that. I was like, I got to do a podcast on it because at least for me, and maybe you're wired like me, maybe you're not, but I'm the visionary of our company. I'm the CEO of the company, and so visionary. I think, at least this is how I justify it, that I need to be thinking ahead all the time. And yes, there are certainly some times that you do, and those are during business hours. That's where you're working. Maybe you even sleeping at night and have your subconscious mind give you some big idea. But man, when you have those moments that are outside of work, like hitting tennis balls with your kid or fishing with your kids or a date night with your spouse, you got to be present. And I'm literally looking in the mirror and telling this to myself right now. You just happen to be getting a behind the shoulder look because it is the thing I struggle with most. I find because I have a lot going on with business and managing, employees and a fast growing company and just all the craziness that we're dealing with in the world right now with just uncertainty, I think is probably the best word, right? About where we're all going and where the economy's going and prices of everything. I'm constantly find myself thinking about the future and which way we're going to pivot. And here's another plan that we could maybe try to embrace. And what suffers is sometimes my relationship and things that are going on right there in front of me. I've been on a couple conference calls recently where I got busted in one where someone asked me a question. I literally was not paying attention because I was so focused on the things that were going to happen later that day with some calls. And shame on me, it would have been better for me just to say, you know what, guys, I'm not going to get on this call right now. I've got a really big thing to plan for in 2 hours. I need to prepare for it. Fill me in. Like, I think people would even appreciate that more. Right? I mean, how many times have you been part of a meeting or a conversation? This could be anything with someone in your family, it could be someone at church or work, whatever. And that person isn't paying attention, right? You can see they're distracted. You can see they're on their phone or they're thinking about something else or literally zoned out, not there. You'd rather not be there than be there and just, kind of just probably distracting other people. And when someone else sees that someone else is on their phone or not paying attention, it's easier for them to go follow suit. Like, well, hey, Bob's not paying attention or Bob's on his phone. I can do the same thing. So I don't know. It's one of the biggest things I want to work on is just constantly being present wherever you are. That's where you're supposed to be. And in this podcast, I'm going to keep it really short because I want you to practice that as well. Whatever it is you're doing today or right now, this very second, just work on being present with the people around you, even if it's yourself. You're thinking about how can I maximize this time in this moment right here. We're not guaranteed anything tomorrow, meaning we're not guaranteed life, breath. Anything can happen as we see time and time again. Maximize that present time. Don't worry about the past. There's nothing you can change about the past. You only learn from some of the mistakes and things that we've done. And you can't change the future too much, right? So let's focus on the present. Wherever you are, that's where you're meant to be. I'm going to print that sucker out and even challenge my own family to, hey, call me out on this, or even my own, teammates. Hey, call me out on this. If you guys think I'm absorbed with the future and it's to the point it's hindering current stuff, man, call me to the carpet. I want to be called to the carpet and make sure I'm being laser focused on what's present and serving the people around me, loving on the people around me, and loving my relationships the absolute best I can. So hope this hit the right person. As always, I pray before every one of these that God is just speaking through me. He's putting that right message on the people's hearts that need to hear it. And if that was you, awesome. Go practice it. Be incredibly present with those around you, and they'll notice too, right? I see how much my kids and even my own wife want to be around me more when I am just super focused and I'm asking them questions, right? Because when you're not laser focused on right now, the present, you're not asking deep questions. You're just doing what I do with Joe. Oh yeah, I saw it. Yeah, just hitting the ball back and forth, just going through the motion subconsciously. But when you are present, and I've got some friends that are really good at it, and my mom is really good at it. She's always looking you right in the eyes. And her dad, my grandfather, was really good at it. He was just always so interested. He was always so present, asking tons of questions. To the point, man, this guy really likes me. He cares about me. I want to be around him more because that's what it does. It starts attracting more people to you, ironically, than when you're stuck thinking about the future. So practice it, do it. It works. Hope this was helpful, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Like always, if you have any thoughts, questions, ideas, prayer requests, etc., hit me up, joe@saltstrong.com. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, I'll talk to you on the next episode.
Want more fishing tips, shortcuts, and tools so you can catch more fish per trip? Then head over to saltstrong.com now and join the movement. Tight lines, and thanks for listening.